Hey friends, it is Carly. Welcome back to my kitchen. Guess what? You guessed it, I'm making dinner. So tonight I am going to be doing a really fun dinner. It is a chicken sausage cheese ravioli dish. It is ready in a snap, super quick. It actually uses some frozen ingredients. Don't tell anybody. So it goes together in an absolute snap. So these are the ingredients that you're going to need. I'm actually making a double batch so I can put some in the freezer and share some with my family. So if you only want this for like 4 people, you can have all of these. First thing you're going to need is spinach. This is 10 ounces of baby spinach. You're going to need 4 links of chicken sausage. I got the Italian style. I know there's a bunch of different styles of chicken sausage. Choose your favorite, but make sure that it's mild enough that it doesn't completely overthrow the entire dish because it has to share the spotlight with some other foods. So get something that's kind of mild and it doesn't completely overwhelm the dish. We're going to add a little heat with some crushed red pepper. You can do anywhere from a half to a quarter teaspoon or more if you want this to be a little bit spicier. I'm going to do maybe a half teaspoon just because I don't want it to be really spicy. You're going to need a couple cloves of garlic, 2, 3, 4. I'm using 3 today because I like garlic, but you can use, more or less if you want more or less garlic. You're going to need a couple tablespoons of butter. I'll be using about 4 tablespoons of butter today. It's going to help to make our sauce. Speaking of sauce, you're going to need to reserve some of the pasta water from your frozen ravioli. And what you're going to be getting is frozen ravioli cooked according to the directions. You can get this right in your frozen food aisle. I would recommend getting the cheese variety because, again, there's lots of flavors that are going into this dish and you don't want the meats. Usually if they have a meat ravioli, it is like a red meat and that will kind of off balance with the chicken sausage that we are putting in here. So a frozen cheese ravioli, and just reserve some of the water. You don't necessarily have to measure that out. It's simply to help make the sauce, and you want that pasta water because it's salted. Of course, you salt your water, and because it also retains some of that starch from the ravioli. So I am going to show you how to prep everything, get it on the table in less than 30 minutes. Stay with me. Okay, I am back and I am ready to prep. The only thing you're gonna die, the only thing that you need to prep for this is your chicken sausage. All we need to do is chop that up. Now, if you don't have our quick slice, you don't have to use it. Use one of your cutlery. I have my utility knife today. You could use your Santoku knife, any knife that you have, but I'm gonna show you how easy it is to cut this up super quickly with the quick slice. I have just kind of cut them down a little bit like in halvesies, and I'm just gonna throw them on here. The quick slice has blades that are equally distant so that every single piece of sausage is going to be cut exactly the same. Cutting your meats, cutting your vegetables when you are going to be using them in your dishes is really important, that you use something that makes them kind of equal, because as you are cutting things and as you are cooking things, you need them to be equally cut. Otherwise, they're going to cook at like different times, if that makes sense. So if you have like one hugely giant chunk of sausage and then you have one really small chunk of sausage, the small chunk of sausage is obviously going to cook a lot quicker, and then you're not going to have an even cook on your sausage. That goes the same for vegetables. So if you are cooking vegetables, even if you're cooking them in the pan or if you're roasting them, you want them to be around the same thickness. Otherwise, you're going to get some that are super mushy and then others that are super not mushy. Like half of them are, cooked to death, and then the other half of them are like, still raw. So look at these. Are these fabulous? This is perfect. This is ready to go. So this is really the only thing I have to prep. I am heating up my 12-inch nonstick skillet over medium heat in the background. And once that comes up to temperature, I am going to throw this thing together. Stick with me, I'll show you how to do it. Welcome back, friends. We are over here at the stove. I have been heating my 12-inch skillet over medium-high heat. So what I am going to do now is just throw this entire thing together. It takes 2.2 seconds. Exactly, time me. So first thing I'm going to do is I am going to press some garlic into the pan and let that start to cook. I am using my garlic press, one of my absolute favorites, because I don't have to touch sticky, stinky garlic. It just presses right out just like that. Then there's a little tool where you can scrape that garlic right off into your pan. That tool also helps to grab that garlic skin. No, you don't have to skin your garlic. Heck no, that's like extra work. And you just put that skin right into either your garbage, or you can put it aside for your stock bag so that you can use it later for soups or stews or anything you would like. So I am doing, again, 3 cloves of garlic. You can certainly do more, you can certainly do less. That is completely up to you. The other thing I'm going to put in here right now is my red pepper flakes. Like I mentioned, these are going to add heat to that dish, so be cautious. If you don't want too much heat in your dish, then I recommend using a smaller amount or even omitting it altogether. But what I am doing now is cooking that garlic down, as well as kind of frying up that those red pepper flakes. That is going to bring out the natural oils that are already in those red pepper flakes and make them have even more flavor and spiciness. Now, this is not going to take too long to cook down here. I had about 4 tablespoons of butter that were kind of already preheating in the pan. This is already smelling amazing. Is there anything else better than like the smell of garlic and butter? I mean, like, hello, can you say garlic bread? Heck yes. So the next thing I am going to do now is start to fry up my raviolis. So I'm going to put in maybe half at a time, and I'm just going to kind of swizzle these around in the pan. You can do half at a time if you would like to do that. So what I'm probably going to do here is do a half batch and then come back and do my second half. As I mentioned, I am going to be doing this particular recipe double. So I will do 1 pan and then I will put that aside to cool while I do the second pan to serve my family with. Now I'm going to kind of spread these out, you see, in the pan here, and what I'm hoping to do is get that heat, get a little bit of a crust on that ravioli so that it has that kind of crispiness, that kind of crispy buttery edge to it. So this will take just a few minutes to cook down and become nice and crispy. I will be right back to show you the next step. Hang with me. Friends, I am back. This has been just going for a couple minutes, so I'm going to give it a quick stir and just kind of see what the bottoms. Oh, do you see the crust? Do you see that beautiful? It's almost like fried ravioli, not completely because it's going to have that soft edge, but those little crispy, crunchy parts are just going to add that flavor. It's going to add that texture. Absolutely gorgeous. So they don't have to be perfectly crispy on both sides. In fact, I'm going to keep going with my recipe. Again, I'm doing a half batch right now, and then I will come back and do my second half to feed my family. So all I'm going to do now is just toss in my chicken sausage that I cut up with my quick slice. Now this chicken sausage is pre-cooked. If you happen to get chicken sausage that is not pre-cooked, you definitely want to cook it and then slice it and then put it in here. Essentially, all I'm trying to do now, much like I did with the ravioli, is just get a little gentle sear and kind of warm those sausages up. They are already cooked through, so I don't have to worry about it, being raw in the center or giving me any kind of salmonella poisoning or anything like that. We just want to kind of cook this down. Now, the next thing I'm going to add is my spinach. Again, I am doing half on this, so I'm going to go ahead and put in, this is about 5 ounces of my spinach. I know it looks like a ton, but if you cook with spinach, you know that it cooks down to practically nothing. So it'll be like in 5 seconds or less, it's going to be cooked down to the point that you won't even tell that we had like 5 whole ounces in here. It just cooks right down. Now, for fun, I am actually going to put in a little bit of this water. That is going to help that steam come up. You can hear it sizzling in the pan. It is going to help that steam to come up and help wilt all of that beautiful spinach. Look at that gorgeous color in there. So when this is finished, all I'm going to do is do my second batch, and then it will be time for dinner. So I will see you back here in just a couple of minutes with my finished product. Stay tuned. Oh my goodness, it smells amazing in here. And dinner is done. It's done, it's done, it's that easy. Did you see how fast that was? Is your mind blown yet? So I just pulled this off of the stove. It is still a little bit sizzly, which is making my life worth living right now. You can see all these gorgeous colors. You can see those red pepper flakes just waiting to wake up your taste buds. You've got that chicken sausage in there, that beautiful green spinach. Now, if you want to get real bougie, all you need to do is take a little bit of Parmesan cheese and just grate it right over the top. This is an extra step if you're feeling real fancy, but you don't have to do that. But I'm gonna. So let's check it out. Isn't this the most lovely thing ever? Look at how pretty that is. There's a really light sauce that goes with it, just enough to coat the ravioli and all of those beautiful sausages. It is not a heavy dish. It is super quick. It is super simple, and it is on the table in like 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. So hopefully you like this one. Hopefully your family absolutely devours this recipe. Thank you so much for joining me and hanging out in my kitchen. I truly appreciate you. Definitely give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. Share with your friends. Let everybody know what I'm doing here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.